Executive Director and CEO, AIIMS Deoghar, whose dynamic leadership has shaped the foundation and growth of our institute. I request Ms. Aditi Singh to present a sapling to Professor Harminder Singh, Dean Academics, AIIMS Deoghar, a stalwart in fostering academic excellence of our institute. I request Mr. Pushkar Raj to present a sapling to Professor Pratima Gupta, Dean Research, AIIMS Deoghar, a guiding light in advancing our institution's research endeavors. I request Ms. Soumya Suman to present a sapling to Lieutenant Colonel Shri Abhik Das, Deputy Director, Administration. I request Mr. Abhay Kumar to present a sapling to Dr. Chanchal Goyal, Scientist E, Center for Evidence-Based Guidelines, DHR. I request Ms. Anshika to present a sapling to Professor Vasanta Kalyani, Principal, College of Nursing, AIIMS Deoghar. I now request Dr. Ujjwal to present a sapling to Dr. Rajesh, Acting Medical Superintendent, AIIMS Deoghar. We also wholeheartedly welcome our institute body members who have joined us virtually, Dr. Vijendra Kumar, Professor Gangadharji, and Professor Payal Bansal. Now, I invite Ms. Ashwati, student from batch 2023, College of Nursing, to perform a welcome dance seeking the blessings of Lord Ganesha.
डांस का जो शेड्यूल है आगे वो सब चलाना है।
वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
गणनायकाय गणदैवताय गणाध्यक्षाय धीमहि गुणशरीराय गुणमण्डिताय गुणेशानाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
गानचतुराय गानप्राणाय गानान्तरात्मने गानोत्सुकाय गानमत्ताय गानोत्सुकमनसे गुरुपूजिताय गुरुदैवताय गुरुकुलस्थायिने गुरुविक्रमाय गीतसाराय गीततत्त्वाय गीतगोत्राय धीमहि गूढगुल्फाय गन्धमत्ताय गोजयप्रदाय धीमहि गुणातीताय गुणाधीशाय गुणप्रविष्टाय धीमहि एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
एकदन्ताय वक्रतुण्डाय गौरीतनयाय धीमहि गजेशानाय भालचन्द्राय श्रीगणेशाय धीमहि
Thank you, Ms. Ashwati, for that mesmerizing performance. Your graceful invocation of Lord Ganesha has truly set a divine and auspicious tone for our Foundation Day celebration. I now humbly request the dignitaries to kindly come on the stage for lamp lighting ceremony. I request Dr. Rajiv Bail, Honorable Chief Guest, Shri Pradeep Verma ji, Guest of Honor, Professor N.K. Arora, President AIIMS Deoghar, Professor Saurabh Vashne, Professor Harminder Singh, Professor Pratima Gupta, Lieutenant Colonel Shri Abhik Das ji. I request all the members of the audience to please rise for the lamp lighting ceremony.
सरस्वती वंदना लगाइए अभी
राजश्री सोल से सारी अपडेट्स पाने
तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा शुक्लां ब्रह्मविचारसारपरमाम् आद्यां जगद्व्यापिनीं वीणापुस्तकधारिणीम् अभयदाम् जाड्यान्धकारापहाम्.
Thank you, dignitaries, for gracing the auspicious moment. I request you all to kindly take your seats on the dais. Now, it is my privilege to invite Professor Saurabh Vashne, Executive Director and CEO AIIMS Deoghar, for the inaugural welcome address.
Thank you, Dr. Aisha. A very good afternoon to all. First of all, being a family head of AIIMS Deoghar family, it's my proud honor and privilege to welcome all of you to this 7th Foundation Day celebration of AIIMS Deoghar. And it's a proud honor on this very important occasion of our institute. We have very eminent people among us. First, I'd like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Rajiv Bahl ji. Sir, we know that he is a person who is leading the health and medical research in the country. And on a request, he could accommodate his schedule and he could take out time for us. Sir, we are really, really thankful to you. Sir is Secretary, Department of Health and Research, and Director General, Indian Council of Medical Research, Government of India. So, sir, warm welcome from our institute side to you, sir. It's an honor to have amongst us our guest of honor, Dr. Pradeep Verma ji. Dr. Pradeep Verma ji is Rajya Sabha Member of Parliament from Jharkhand State. And sir himself is an educationist. He is managing trustee of big educational organization at Ranchi running. Sir was just mentioning that he has concept of KG to PG, that facility should be given at one place, the student enters in KG and when postgraduates then moves out in the society. So, and sir is an honorable member of our institute body also. So a warm welcome to you, sir. And I am really privileged to have a president like Professor N.K. Arora sir, because we all see him as a fatherly figure for the institute. And he has been from the very beginning guiding us, showing us the right path, holding our hand whenever we had difficult time. Our own Professor N.K. Arora sir. Sir, warm welcome to you, sir. I will also like to welcome our institute body members, because they are the people who guide the institute, and few of them have joined online, particularly Professor Vijendra, Professor Gangadhar, Professor Payal Bansal, Professor Raju Singh, and all the statutory body chairperson, because whatever institute could achieve in 5 years of existence, it because of the contribution support of all the IB members that we could do something. It is my privilege to also welcome a special invitee, Dr. Chanchal, who is Scientist E from Indian Council of Medical Research. And she has been very supportive to the institute whenever we have asked for any help or guidance. So you are welcome to you also. Today we stand here to celebrate our 7th Foundation Day. Why we are calling it 7th? Because the foundation of this institute and airport of Deoghar were laid on at the same time by Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji on 25th May 2018. And our medical college started in September 2019. So we call 25th May as our Foundation Day, and we celebrate 19th September as our annual day, because when the batch started. As per the mission of AIIMS, I think we have three pillars of any institute which is of national importance. One definitely is patient care. And patient care is not only curing the patient who come to you, as I always say, that we have to focus on promotive, preventive, curative, and say rehabilitative and even palliative care. So we have to have the full continuum care of a person. That is the mandate of AIIMS. So we have to fulfill it, and we are aware of. Second is international level teaching training to our undergraduate, postgraduate students, so that we give good doctors to the country, good nurses to the country, and the country can depend on them and rely on them. And the third most important pillar is the research. And to celebrate this third pillar, to remind our faculty about the importance of the third pillar, we also celebrate our Foundation Day as a research day for the last 2 years, where we encourage our faculty to good research. We appreciate the people and encourage by recognition to people who have done good research. So we will be having those award ceremony also for those who have done good work in last 1 year. As per the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister, we know Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, he had added Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan. And he had given importance to innovative research, country need-based research. We may know it by various names: translational, implementational, operational, because once you are in AIIMS, you have to be familiar with these terminologies and you have to work on these areas also equally. So Jharkhand, the place where we are located, is rich in mines, minerals. Equally, it is rich in research potential. Because I was just requesting our DG sir and President sir that whatever we touch, we are not having much evidence on that. So whatever we do will be something new contribution. The research will be adding something to the existing literature. That opportunity, fortunately, AIIMS Deoghar has. If you are sitting in a state where a lot of medical colleges have done a lot of work, so you have to be starting from somewhere here. Wherever you start is something new. So it's a very big opportunity for AIIMS Deoghar in the field of research. We have been talking about when we joined as a faculty, it was publication or parish. Gradually, it changed to patent or parish. But now, it is neither publication, patent, it is you have to do research which has impact in the community, which can help the people who are coming to you. That should be the idea. So with this motive, we will be listening to the ideas of our chief guest who will be delivering today the oration, Foundation Day oration. And we are honored that sir will be delivering the oration today. Can we have few PPTs they have? I'll just take some time, sir. I've already mentioned that we started in May 2018. The foundation was laid by Honorable Prime Minister. And geographically, we are at a place, we are equidistant from Calcutta, Patna, and Ranchi. And in a periphery of 200, 250 kilometers, there is no tertiary care facility. So we have a big onus and responsibility of health of this area. Our roadmap has been that we started our medical college in September 2019 as first batch of MBBS. Then we started BSc nursing in 2021. Then we started post-graduation courses in 2023, January. Then we started MSc nursing from July 2024. And now from coming this January 2026, we'll be starting our PhD courses also. So in a span of 5.5 years, this has been that we could start these courses. And the good part I like to share, being a national institute, Government of India has made this as a national institute. So we look that students from all parts of country should come to this institute. And fortunately, this is a demographic map of the students we have from different parts of the country. The map on the right side and left side of this projection is for MBBS students, and right side is for the BSc nursing students. That we have students from all parts of the country studying with us. We started with 50 seats in 2019, and since 2022, we have 125 intake of MBBS. At present, we have more than 528 students of MBBS with us, and our first batch of interns, they have passed out in March 2025, they completed their internship. And this month, we are planning to have the first convocation where we will be awarding the first degree of this institute to our students. This is to talk about MDMS, paramedical. We have also started paramedical courses last year. We are focusing on quality education. We are using the modern tools of teaching learning to our students. We have the latest virtual platforms also to train and teach our students. We are taking our students to community also, because just training in tertiary centers, they need to be connected to the community. So we are having regular community programs, visit of our students. Our students have achieved laurels at the state and national level. We have various achievements by the students in forms of, say, awards, medals. Regarding faculty, we know Deoghar is not a very preferred station if you ask for somebody for a job. But in spite of that challenge, we are proud to say that out of new institutes, except phase 1, which are phase 6, these 6 initial institutes, we have the highest number of faculty, that is 71.04%. We have, and we are trying hard to increase the number. We have, out of 41 departments to be functional. Sir, we have 38 departments functional today. So that is, I think, I will thank the faculty for that, for having faith and trust on the institute and organization. Regarding patient care, our OPD services were inaugurated by Honorable Minister Shri Mansukh Mandviya ji on 24th August 2021. And since then, we have catered to almost 6.6 lakh patients in our OPD. Our OPD today is on an average of 1600 to 1800 patients per day. We have, these are subject specialties. Our IPD was inaugurated along with the inauguration of airport on 12th July by Honorable Prime Minister. We have right now 250 beds functional. 300 beds are ready to be made functional in June. We have 70 beds of critical care. And on 21st June, we are going to start our emergency services also. So that way we will be functional with more than 600 beds in June. We have catered to more than 8,000 admissions till now in our IPD in various departments. Those who have visited, we are trying to maintain the cleanness, hygiene standards of our indoor facilities. We made our operation theatre functional in November 2023. And since then, our team has done more than 4,000 major surgical operations. We have 8 theatres functional right now out of 20. 8 operation theatres are functional, and some of the very rare and major surgeries, maybe as advanced as pediatric surgery, as advanced as oncosurgery, as advanced as knee or hip replacement, as advanced as plastic bun surgeries. So we have been doing all surgeries in our institute since then. We have started, although we do not have a nephrologist at present, we are trying hard to get one, but our medicine department has started dialysis, and we have done more than 500 dialysis till now in our under medicine department. We have a future plan to make it fully functional earliest, and I think we'll have a separate presentation on our research achievements as we go further. So once again, I welcome you all on behalf of the institute. I thank our guests, chief guests, guest of honor, special invitee, and all the dignitaries who are present in the hall, along with our faculty, students, staff. Because whatever we stand here today is a combined effort of all of us. Somebody, because I am standing on the dais, I have to be proud of, but the pride comes because of you are working hard, we are working hard, and we have to further work hard to fulfill the dream of the country for which institute like AIIMS has been created. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your gracious words and visionary guidance that continue to inspire the Institute's journey. We also welcome Mrs. Neelam Chaudhary, retired IAS officer, a renowned Kathak dancer, to our 7th Foundation Day. We welcome you, ma'am. I now have the honor of inviting Professor N.K. Arora, President of AIIMS Deoghar, to deliver the presidential address and share his thoughtful reflection on this significant day.
Mukesh J. AIIMS.
I convey my heartiest congratulations and blessings to all the students, faculty and staff of this beautiful and magnificent AIIMS Deoghar. And it's such an honor to be part of this whole journey right from the day one. I really feel humbled, and what Professor Saurabh Vashne just told us is both exciting as well as I look up to a very bright future. It's such a great pleasure to welcome Professor Rajiv Behel, who has reshaped and re-engineered the biomedical research scenario in this country during last 2.5 years. The old ICMR is no longer the current Indian Council of Medical Research. And we were discussing on our way here that how science and creating an ecosystem for science has been happening in last 2.5 years. And this has really changed the ecosystem. So thank you very much, Professor Bahel. It's such an honor to be knowing you and also seeing what kind of a transformation you have brought in the national scenario. I heartily welcome Honorable Pradeep Verma ji, and particularly in view that it is such an auspicious day that he has visited us for the first time. He is our institute body member and has been constantly providing his wisdom and guidance. And I'm sure with the guidance of our institute body members, we take this institution to not comparing with just AIIMS New Delhi. Our desire is that AIIMS Deoghar is counted as among the finest medical institutions globally, not just AIIMS or Delhi, India. And finally, I would like to particularly place on record the kind of leadership Saurabh Vashne has provided to this institution. I have seen him from very close quarters, and I think he eats, sleeps, and drinks just AIIMS Deoghar. And we will be particularly, we are grateful the kind of input and hard work and vision he has put in. Getting an institution of this magnitude in a short period is not an easy task. But I would say the coming generations will remember him. And thank you very much, Saurabh. I thought we will hear a lot about this whole, about research, biomedical research in this country. But I just wanted to share just 2 or 3 points. One, all medical colleges have trinity of their task. One is patient care, the second is teaching, and third is research. Often question is asked, how is AIIMS different from rest of the place? There are more than 750 medical colleges in India. How should we work that AIIMS Deoghar becomes different and takes a leadership role? And the key to this is that research makes us different. Research does not mean to do exotic things, and as Professor Saurabh Vashne was saying, that it is for publishing or papers. No. I think research brings in 2 major dimensions. One is that it increases our own understanding of the subject. So it makes us better teacher. It makes us better clinician, because if I'm working on a particular area, I start looking at things between the lines as well as beyond the lines. The second dimension is that when we are doing research in an area like Deoghar, or where the opportunity is in the form of whole Santhal Pargana, we are ready to make impact on policies and programs across the whole tribal population of this country. I am sure all of us are aware that almost 100 million or 10 crore people in this country are tribals. And there is so much to learn from them and so much to give to them. They have survived all through the millenniums. And so there is a lot to learn also from them. But on the other hand, there are unique challenges with their health and wellness issues. and therefore this is our responsibility. So there is huge opportunity, the way this institution has been established, the vision with which we have to carry it forward. And I'm sure the kind of faculty, I've been very closely interacting with the faculty here, and we know we have got some of the brightest minds, young people from across the country to lead this institution as faculty members. So my best wishes and also expectation that the country has yet to see the best of it, and over the years we are going to show them how, with a firm foundation of last 7 years, within a short period we have laid down a very robust background for research along with the other tasks, and in the coming years we will further make best use of it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your thoughtful words and unwavering leadership. We now request our guest of honor, Dr. Pradeep Vermaji, Member of Parliament, Rajya Sabha, to kindly address the gathering and bless us on this occasion.
सभी को जोहार। एम्स देवघर के 7वें स्थापना दिवस और साथ ही साथ वार्षिक शोध पुरस्कार वितरण समारोह के अवसर पर मंच पर विराजमान आज के इस समारोह के मुख्य अतिथि डॉक्टर राजीव वहल, मंच पर विराजमान एम्स देवघर के अध्यक्ष प्रोफेसर N.K. अरोड़ा साहब, और जिनके नेतृत्व में एम्स देवघर लगातार आगे बढ़ रहा है। और अभी N.K. अरोड़ा साहब ने बहुत सही कहा कि जिस प्रकार से डॉक्टर सौरभ वासने एम्स देवघर का नेतृत्व कर रहे हैं, ऐसे एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर और CEO डॉक्टर सौरभ वासने, मंच पर विराजमान डीन एकेडमिक्स प्रोफेसर हरविंदर सिंह, डीन रिसर्च प्रोफेसर प्रतिमा गुप्ता मैडम, डिप्टी डायरेक्टर एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल श्री अभिक दास जी, और यहाँ उपस्थित सभी इस एम्स देवघर के अधिकारीगण, चिकित्सक, प्रोफेसर्स, स्टूडेंट्स, और यहाँ उपस्थित मेरे साथ आए देवघर जिला के भारतीय जनता पार्टी के अध्यक्ष सचिन जी, साथ में आए समाजसेवी और बीजेपी के वरिष्ठ कार्यकर्ता संजीव जी, साथ में राकेश जी, सचिन सुल्तानिया जी। मैं सबसे पहले आप सभी लोगों को एम्स देवघर के 7वें स्थापना दिवस की हार्दिक बधाई देता हूं और शुभकामना देता हूं। साथ ही साथ मैं डॉक्टर वासने को विशेष करके धन्यवाद देता हूं। एम्स देवघर का सदस्य होने के नाते यहाँ उपस्थित होना काफ़ी था, लेकिन उन्होंने मुझे विशिष्ट अतिथि का दर्जा दिया, इसके लिए मैं विशेष रूप से आपका आभारी हूं। एम्स देवघर, और देवघर जब शब्द सुनते हैं तो बाबा वैद्यनाथ याद आते हैं। वैद्यनाथ यानी सभी डॉक्टरों के मालिक, वैद्य यानी डॉक्टर, और उसके नाथ जहां स्वयं विराजमान हो, और वहां से संचालित होने वाला ये संस्थान किस प्रकार की गुणवत्ता युक्त शिक्षा आप सभी को प्रदान करेगा, ये हम अच्छे से समझ सकते हैं। और साथ ही साथ बाबा वैद्यनाथ के चरणों में यहाँ रह करके और चिकित्सा के क्षेत्र में आप जो शिक्षा प्राप्त करके यहाँ से जाएंगे, वो भारत के साथ साथ पूरे विश्व में हमें गौरव बोध कराएगा, इसका मुझे पूरा विश्वास है। 2018 में फाउंडेशन, 2022 में मेडिकल कॉलेज का शुभारंभ, और इतने कम समय में मैं जब इस परिसर में आया था तो थोड़ा रास्ता भटक गया था, और उस नाते मैंने एक परिसर का एक दर्शन भी मुझे हो गया। इतने कम समय में जिस तरीके से इस संस्थान ने अपने को विकसित किया है, वास्तव में मेरे पास शब्द नहीं है उसे मैं बता सकूं। और अपना 7वां स्थापना दिवस, और हम समझते हैं जो मेडिकल स्टूडेंट हैं उनका अब हमको लगता है कि पहले बैच का कन्वोकेशन होने वाला होगा, और इतने कम समय में ये जो स्वरूप मैं देख रहा हूँ, ये आने वाले दिनों में एम्स देवघर भारत के चिकित्सा जगत में कितना बड़ा अपना विराट स्वरूप से सबका परिचय कराएगा, इसका मुझे एकदम स्पष्ट चित्र दिख रहा है। मैं पुनः एक बार एम्स देवघर से जुड़े हुए सभी लोगों का, चाहे वो शिक्षण कार्य में लगे लोग हों, चिकित्सा के क्षेत्र में जो लोग लगे हैं वो हों, छात्र हों, सभी को मैं बधाई देता हूं कि वो एक ऐसे संस्थान का हिस्सा हैं जो अपने आप में अपनी ख्याति से पूरे भारत का ध्यान अपनी ओर आकर्षित कर रहा है। संथाल परगना का ये क्षेत्र संथाल ट्राइब के वसोवास के लिए जाना जाता है। एक प्रकार से उनके लिए एक संरक्षित क्षेत्र है। और जब मैं इस सभागृह में प्रवेश कर रहा था तो जो स्लाइड यहाँ चल रही थी उस पर मेरी नज़र गई, तो ट्राइबल हेल्थ के बारे में एक प्रेजेंटेशन यहाँ हो रहा था। तो मुझे बड़ा संतोष हुआ कि एम्स देवघर की यहाँ स्थापना और इसका उद्देश्य बहुत स्पष्टता से यहाँ प्रस्तुत किया जा रहा था। मैं पुनः एक बार डॉक्टर वासने और आज के इस समारोह के चीफ गेस्ट, जिनके मार्गदर्शन और जिनके देखरेख में इस संस्थान का पूरा रिसर्च का काम आगे भी होता रहेगा, डॉक्टर राजीव बहल साहब और इस संस्थान के प्रेसिडेंट प्रोफेसर इनके अरोड़ा साहब को मैं हृदय से बधाई देता हूं और शुभकामना देता हूं कि आपके कुशल नेतृत्व में एम्स देवघर देश के चिकित्सा जगत में एक विशिष्ट स्थान प्राप्त करेगा, इसका मुझे पूरा विश्वास है। मैं पुनः एक बार यहाँ उपस्थित मंचासीन और सामने बैठे हुए सभी लोगों को एम्स देवघर के स्थापना दिवस की हार्दिक बधाई और शुभकामना देते हुए अपनी वाणी को विराम देता हूँ। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
आपके विचार और मार्गदर्शन के लिए आपका बहुत आभार प्रकट करते हैं और आपकी शुभकामनाओं के लिए एम्स देवघर परिवार आपसे बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद है। Now it's my proud privilege to invite our honorable chief guest, Dr. Rajiv Bahl, to deliver the inaugural address.
Honorable Member of Parliament, Shri Pradeep Verma ji. एक ही बार में बोलो, वो एक ही बार में इसको चलो। President of AIIMS Deoghar, respected Professor Narendra Arora, the Executive Director and CEO Dr. Saurabh Varshne, Dean Academics, Dean Research, Deputy Director Administration, all the faculty, staff and students of this institution, I want to start by congratulating you on this very auspicious day. When I'm standing here, I already feel very, very proud of just being here. And I have felt this perhaps this way last time when I first went to the new parliament of this country. And just being there, it was a sense of elation that this is my country, my India, and the quality, the way that new building has been made with such beautiful joy and celebration of Indian culture just made me so proud. Actually, I'm feeling very much like that today because I'm standing here in this beautiful, wonderful complex and this auditorium right in the middle of a almost majority tribal belt, which is perhaps considered really remote, far away from various different cities, and yet here we are. And that tells me about the vision of our Honorable Prime Minister when he said that I want these All India Institutes of Medical Sciences not only to be in Delhi, not only to be in capital cities, but where people need them the most. So it really gives me that kind of joy that we are here and you are here. I would like to salute each one of you, students, faculty, staff, that you are here to serve the people of this great country. And with that, I want to congratulate all of you. Moving on to research, and one thing which I don't like to do is to give orations. Because when you give an oration, you talk about yourself. You talk about your work. And I don't think that as the Secretary to the Government of India and DG AIIMS, I should talk about my work. So whenever I am asked to give an oration or a lecture, I have decided I will only talk about the institution, the ICMR and the country, and how what I think our medical institutions in this country are capable of and what they should do. And that is exactly what I am going to talk for the next about half an hour. So bear with me. And this will be it. That's all you will hear from me. So at the Indian Council of Medical Research, our vision is that our institutions will achieve global leadership. Dr. Arora mentioned that we will achieve global leadership in health research while solving the health problems of Indian citizens. So if I have to say it another way, I say purpose of research is often considered to be writing papers, because if you want to become faculty in AIIMS Deoghar or any other AIIMS or any other medical college, they will ask you how many papers you have. If you're going to get a promotion from assistant professor to associate professor, you need a publication or many publications and so on. And if you want to do an MD, you are asked to make a thesis because that is the only way you can get an MD. But for me, that is not real research. That is what I call essentially ceremonial research or tick box research. You just tick a box. I have 2 papers. Tick. End of story. Okay, now I can get my job or I can get a promotion. That is not really research. Research is what gives you joy for yourself, and two things that if you want to remember, what I want and what I tell all the staff at ICMR and all the other institutions, that do something which will at least have one of the two, and good if it has both. One, make India proud. If anything you do makes India proud, no matter whether it serves anybody or not, it's great. Look at another day I felt extremely proud of India and Indian science. And I'm sure each one of you felt like that was the day when we had landing of Chandrayaan 3. I can't imagine that any Indian would not have felt great that moment. That we could achieve a feat that nobody had done in the entire world, to land on the south pole of the moon and to be only the 4th country to do a soft landing on the moon. Now, it may also have had other scientific learnings and whatever we could have gained from it, but just the fact that we were able to do it was enough to make 140 crore Indians proud. If you can do something like that, and there are other people here who may not be even doctors, and some kids and children, in any field, if you can do something which will make India proud, it's well worth it. But our second very important thing is, if you are doing research, do it in a way that it serves the people of the country. Now, many people, including at AIIMS New Delhi, think of those who are engaged more in research as being self-centered, that you are doing it to become the best 2% scientist in the world, in Stanford list, or you are doing it to get an award, or you are doing it to get a name for yourself. However, in my opinion, good research which serves people is as much national service as is good teaching and as is good clinical care. So that is a culture and a mindset that a new organization like AIIMS Deoghar should never let it enter its mindset. That those doing clinical care are serving people, and those doing good teaching or good research are not serving the country. All three are in service of our country and are equally important and equally should be cherished. And this is what makes an organization different. This is what is going to make AIIMS Deoghar different from the rest of the 700 odd or 750 odd medical colleges in this country. Having said that, we want to become global leaders. Are we global leaders? Very far from it. Even our best institution in the country, in 2025 on this Schimago Medicine list of leading research institutions, is only 205th in the world. So we have a very long way to go. We must realize that the dreams come true only if we work towards them. So we are not there yet. However, how do we get there? Some other institutions are 900, 1,000, etc. How do we get there? There are three parts of it: research and publications, citations, high impact journals, number of publications, number of all these scientists publishing is only 50% of what will give us that credit. The other will come from innovation, which are patents, technologies, interventions that we make. That is 30%. And 20% comes from social interest in research. So what you do in research, how is it picked up on social media? conventional media, websites, etc., etc., how many people access your website to see those findings and so. So if you just analyze these three things, if we want to do research, it should be high impact. It should be, what is a citation? You cite a paper when it is important, that then you cite that paper. Oh yes, so and so has done that. So when we write a paper, we should think, will it get at least 100 people to cite me? At least 100 citations, or hopefully 500 or 1,000 citations? 100 is a great number to begin with. But when you do a research study, it is not just because you can do it, but because it is of great scientific interest to others. If it can be something that produces technology interventions, then you will add more value to it. And if it is of social interest, if people will talk about it, then you will get a highest grade for this country. One small thing, if I ask even the faculty here, do you have a publicly accessible Google Scholar account and a Scopus account? Many will say no. That is the first thing you can do, because it is also the number of scientists who are publishing. If you are not on Google Scholar and Scopus, you are not counted by any one of these ranking agencies. So it's as simple as that. You also want to become or have to become visible to others. This is again a list to look at top 2% scientists. You look at the number there, you look at that number there. In India, we can be proud of this, that we have about 3,000 scientists, of which 502 are medical scientists who are in the top 2% list. But compare that 3,000 with the 84,202 in United States. And even small countries like France, Australia, others, have more of those. So that's where we have to get if we want to become global leaders. It's just to illustrate that more of us, unless at least 20% of all AIIMS faculty does not come in the 2% Stanford list, how do we expect this to go to thousands of people? We must get there. That's how we will become Viksit Bharat. I haven't seen any country in this world that can become a developed country without science and technology, without research and innovation. There is none like that. Even China, which started purely as a manufacturing hub, today has become a great center of science and technology. They are spending so much money on science and technology. So many people are publishing. We have that as an adversary to really challenge, not the person sitting next to you. Those are our competitors if we have to beat them. So I'll start with three things. Firstly, what is ICMR doing to change this situation? And then I will talk about what I think the Institute can do. And finally, what I think that each one of you can do. So I'll talk about these 3-4 things, so 5 things that we are doing at ICMR. First is capacity development. And our program for capacity development starts with MBBS students to MD students and goes right up to faculty. For you, that is extremely important. Non-medical PhDs as well, travel grants, including travel grants for 3 to 12 months in the best universities in the world. I'm particularly proud of our MD PhD program for faculty. And I think you are part of it, right? You had at least one candidate last time, maybe not, maybe more. And for me, this is one thing that we would like to see. Some of those small countries, if you look at them, and I have been to several of them, you cannot be faculty in a medical college if you have not done MD and PhD in many countries, including many Scandinavian countries, many Western European countries. And even when it is not mandatory, there is a huge emphasis on research. If you go to Harvard Medical School to do your DM, some of you might, young students who are here, might want to go abroad and work in some US university someday or study there. If you are doing your fellowship, about at least 50% of it is hardcore research. Out of those 3 years you spend in a fellowship, 1.5 years you work in science. You work, even if you are a gastroenterologist, they'll put you in a lab and learn everything you need to learn and do your projects and research, which are clinical and scientific and basic science. When I see our DM candidates, essentially they are glorified MDs in specialty subjects. So unless we change that, either we become that or some of our young faculty and youngsters do a PhD with MD, we will not have adequate training to do good quality research. ICMR has started this program for faculty, young faculty, associate, assistant and associate professors to do a PhD, and they will get an ignition grant of 50 lakh rupees for you doing your research projects while you are doing your PhD. And if you can give your own degree, which AIIMS can do, well and good. For other institutes, we are even giving them degree from Faculty of Medical Research, ICMR, ACSIR, Faculty of Medical Research. Similarly, I have had last week an agreement with National Medical Commission to initiate MD PhD program in the country. So chosen institutions will be able to run a joint MD PhD 5-year program where day one you will be doing your MD and your PhD, and it will be counted, the 2 years will be counted as senior residency as well. So it is junior residency of 3 years plus 2 years senior residency plus 2 degrees, a MD degree and a PhD degree. So that will come into force very soon. Again, I have said most of it in my last slide. Funding. Now, we often hear that we don't have funding opportunities in our country. Partly that's true. So, what we have done in the recent past, if you look at those figures, those are in crores. So 2,100 crores of research grants was what we gave in year 2024-25. If you go back only to 2015, this number was 446. So this is a 5 times increase in research grant funding. In even the past 3 years, you can see from about 1,200 or 1,300 crores, we have gone up to 2,100 crores. This year, it will be at least 2,400 crores or more. Why are we doing this? Because we know that we need to give more funding opportunities. As much as I can convince the finance ministry to give us research grants, we are going to keep increasing this number also, very importantly, the grant size that I am talking about is what NIH gives as their small R01 grants or intermediate grants. The first one is up to 2 crores, the smallest grant, even though the average today is 70-80 lakhs, because people are still writing only those projects. But we are giving up to 2 crores, that is equivalent to NIH, 250,000 US dollars. And the second intermediate or transition to scale grant, we are giving up to 8 crore rupees, one grant, which is equivalent to 1 million US dollars, which is also most top funding agencies in the world don't give more than that. And we have centers for advanced research, which we have set to about 2 million US dollars, 15 crore rupees over 5 years. So, other than that, we have national research program under which we have large national implementation research type projects. Each of those are about 20-25 crores, one research project. And we have funded more than 30 in the last 2 years. So overall, there are more opportunities for funding. That is what I want to tell you. Now the point is, are you ready to take it? That is the question. Also, inspired by Chandrayaan-3, as I said, when I get inspired, we all were inspired. I said, we should do something like this. So we launched a first in the world challenge. The first challenge, we have already funded about 30 projects. The only thing there is, it should be an idea that nobody has ever done. Audacious, new ideas. And we will give you 1 crore rupees to develop that idea. If you develop it into something, we'll give you 4 crores to take it forward. If you further develop it, we'll give you further 8 crores to prove that point. So the whole question and the idea here is that we will give you larger grants and different kinds of grants. But of course, the number is not very, very large. You can see we were able to give, we are about 500 small grants, 100, 150 intermediate grants, about 25 CARs. And I said we gave about 25 first in the world grants as well. The thing I had said, we have to walk the talk. So I said we should focus on solutions and doing something good for people. Then I must fund those things that make things good for the people. And what I have seen particularly, and I'm very sad to say that, what I see on tribal health and on research on tribals particularly, it is mostly describing their situation, that it's so bad, or this is what they do, or this is something that is not right. Okay, good. To a certain extent, we need to know. But that doesn't alone help them. To really help them or anybody, we must have other sorts of research other than descriptive research. I call that descriptive because it just describes. We need to get to discovery, development, and delivery. Discovery meaning finding new things, new scientific knowledge that will result in something that will be useful for people. But developing means it's innovations. It is things that can be tried, evaluated, clinical trials, testing. And delivery meaning that it research to reach with quality and coverage. So if you look at that, last 2 years, previously in the red was where we were in 2022. 70% of our funding effort was going into description. Today, more than 70% is going into the green boxes, which is discovery, development, and delivery. These are different types of extramural, intramural, and national health priority grants. Distribution of extramural grants last year, if you want to see again descriptive, discovery, and delivery, small, intermediate, all showing that development and discovery are now predominating, and then some for delivery, but we also have the national program for that. Deoghar. I was trying to see, okay, how many grants, have you received any grant? It's a new institution. But I was very happy to see that in 2023, there was at least one investigator-initiated small grant that was received. This, 2024, not only a small grant, but 2 intermediate grants. These are grants up to 8 crore rupees, have also been won by you. Very, very happy to see that. There were short-term studentships, 6 in the first year, 2 in the next year. I hope there will be more students who get interested. And it is a beautiful program. You get 25,000 rupees every year between the first and second year, then second and third year, then third and fourth year, 3 times. So you get 75,000 rupees to do a small, interesting research project that is of some help to the patients in your institute. We also had 1 MD thesis out of 400 total awarded last year. Today, we just inaugurated the Technical Resource Center for Evidence for Guidelines. You have the VRDL established in 2022, and the MRU again established in 2022. This is tribute to the leadership of Dr. Arora and Dr. Varshney, that even at the very beginning of your institutional journey, you are here. Many good institutions that have been there for 40 years have not reached this level. Please understand, out of 750, only 300 have received even 1 grant from ICMR. So, if you are doing so well to begin with, I expect that every year you should look at this and say, we'll do better. And you are in such an important geography. As I said, in the middle of where people need your help, that if you write well and you have good ideas, there will be no dearth of money to do the research. I will not talk about MRUs. Again, this is something which you already have. We are doing our best to improve even further what the MRUs can do, giving more funding, but also more support, workshops. We have brought our centers of excellence to help faculty write better projects. And we must organize a few this year in Deoghar so that more people can. I also want to tell you that there is an entire ecosystem for innovation that we have been building for the past 2 years. Many of these pieces were there, but now we have linked them. For those of you who have ever heard of innovation, you must have heard that there are various valleys of death of an innovation. And what do you mean by valleys of death? It is like saying a person starts think of a great idea. Let's say on the left side you have a wonderful idea, and then you want to go and develop it into a proof of concept. And there is already valleys of death. You don't get funding, you don't get research money, you don't have the ability to do something, you don't have ability to test your device if you are making a device or the diagnostic, and you fall into that valley of death and the innovation is done, finished. And then you say, sorry, don't do anything more. Some people negotiate that valley of death, but by the time they go from proof of concept to prototype development, it requires now different level of input, different machinery, different grant size, different other things, and a strategy by which the Indian regulator will actually approve your innovation for use. Now, that is a very deeper valley of death for innovation. And finally, even if you know what you have to do a clinical trial, to do a large animal study, let us say in non-human primates, it's simply thought of that this is not possible. Nobody can do this. This is something which we can't do. Nothing is possible. And that is a very deep valley of death. And sometimes a product is made by an innovator, and it is even approved by the Drug Controller General of India, but then nobody buys it. Nobody buys that product because everybody is scared. Why should I buy this? The procurement, whether we should procure, there are other options. So there are no guidelines of those, they are never taken to scale. It never reaches the people. So these are valleys of death. What ICMR has done along with the regulator and Niti Aayog is to create this initiative and a portal called MedTech Mitra. And this MedTech Mitra is helping any innovator at any point in time to negotiate and build a bridge over that valley of death. For instance, if you are at a stage when you are ready for an animal study, ICMR will get it done for you if you have a good innovation. If a clinical trial is required, we have created a network of about 80 institutions in the country that can do clinical trials. So again, AIIMS Deoghar could become part of that network where you can do clinical trials. But then you need the ability to do so and develop that ability. And then you can join this. Then at the same time, we have guidelines, Center for Guidelines, cost effectiveness analyses. So for guidelines, we have built that Technical Resource Center for Systematic Reviews. There are 28 of them in the country now. Because if we don't do systematic reviews, we cannot do guidelines, our own guidelines. Till date, most of the time we follow WHO guideline or American Heart Association guideline. Now India is going to make its own guidelines. And the way we will do it is if we have the capacity to synthesize evidence. So generate evidence and synthesize evidence are two different things. And that is why AIIMS Deoghar has got that center, and it will have funding every year, and you will be given some topics to do systematic reviews that will get into guidelines. So it's a sure path of getting your work to be used. So this innovation pipeline is something that you should be aware that we are building this. So those of you who are thinking about going to United States, think again. This country is going to look very different in the next 5 to 10 years. So I've already talked about evidence cues. So we are also building this two things, Center for Evidence for Guidelines, as well as we have a whole office for cost effectiveness analysis and a similar large number of centers in the country that can do cost effectiveness. So this is what we are doing as ICMR, and we will continue to do more. And every day we think of something different and something new to add to this repertoire. But a few thoughts that I have, just these few, for the institute as to what I think you can do as an institute to help the institute become a force in research. One is create an intramural research grant system like AIIMS New Delhi. Even if it is 10 lakh rupees, your faculty should have access to something that they can use as a small grant and build a little bit of evidence base on which they can then apply for an extramural grant. This shows that the institution gives priority to research. Otherwise, if you don't put any of your own money, but you put the money in everything else, infrastructure, human capacity, patient care, everything, teaching, lecture theaters, I think there is also has to be some investment in research. But the bigger thing for the leadership is greater value to impactful research. And I've put the word, it's a loaded word, impactful research. It is not just greater value to research. Greater value to research which has meaning, which actually changes something in clinical care or changes something in public health practice. That type of research should be given value in when you are hiring faculty, when you are making promotions of faculty, when you are giving even any awards or anything else. It's not always financial and everything. It is about respect. If what respect we give to impactful research in our mindsets, when the leadership does that, institutes become different. Protected time is a very touchy-feely subject. That if we think that research is not your task, although everybody says Trinity, but then you want everybody to fully do only spend time on clinical care, teaching and research is only on people's own time. It can work to a certain extent. It does work because passion is what drives most good researchers. But I think having some semblance of thinking, very beginning, at this moment you are not overwhelmed. At this moment you have only 1600. One day you will OPD it. One day you will have 16,000. But if you don't make good practice now, you will never make good practice later. If you put this as part of your practice, that 20% time is for research, then it will continue to be so even when your other needs increase. Because otherwise, finance wants to fund the lowest number of jobs. That is what they are meant to do. That's their job. Central research laboratories. We have a very bad culture that every department, and within every department, every professor, within every unit, everybody else wants to have their own equipment. And they want to say, this is mine. But we have to get over it. If we want, again, it's a cultural issue. It's an institutional culture. If you have an MRU, are 30 departments using it? If you have a central research laboratory, is everybody using that? Are students, faculty from different departments using it? How can you ensure that? Again, very easy to do in a young department, young institution. Very difficult when people are entrenched and have a certain way of working. You try to do this in even AIIMS New Delhi, it is very, very difficult. But you can do it right now, because you are sitting here, all the leadership and in the front rows. Ease of doing research. When you sit on an ethics committee, your first task is how not to let people do any research. That should not be it. It is you want to protect human subjects and you also want research to happen. It is regulator also has to be thinking like that, and that is what we are working with the regulator, and the new regulator is very, very open to this, that your goal is not only to regulate but to actually promote research and promote innovation. So make it easy. Don't make it too complicated for people to do research that they cannot get a proposal forwarded by the head of department or by the dean or by the director and so on. If we make it easy, then people will find it easier. And we again think about this entrepreneurship policy. The policies are all there. It's about implementation. It means that somebody who creates an innovation gets a part of that as incentive. And ICMR has already made this policy. It is there. IITs are already implementing it. Why not AIIMS? Every IIT is doing that. They all get a percentage of what the product makes in the company, when they make a company. Why should we not do that? Because why are we scared when IITs have been able to do it? Why our institutions in medicine are scared? If anybody can do it, it's AIIMS. All of the AIIMS, not only this one. But it is something that you should definitely, if you do these 5, 6 things, the culture will be very, very different. But coming to scientists, faculty, those who are interested in research, if maybe as a student you think, oh, research is something too far away from me. But I will tell you that it's not something that it's not everybody's cup of tea, but maybe 5% of you in a class of 125, at least 5 will become good researchers if you want. What do you need to do? You want more faculty to be conducting research. So as a marker, if you say how many faculty members have projects, how many faculty members have published, as a simple marker to see why are we not able to encourage others to do research. And again, it will never be 100%. And when I say impactful, meaningful research, but most of the institutions, it is hovering around 10%. If you can make it 25%, it will change completely the picture. Focus on discovery and development. Not only, or maybe delivery, but not just only saying, I will describe, because that is the easiest. I'll take 500 people and I'll say what happens to them. That is not necessarily the most helpful research. High impact publications that affect clinical or public health practice. Dr. Bhan used to say, start from the end. He was my mentor. He taught me, start from the end. What you want, you start from there and go backwards and say, what do I have to do to get there? What kind of research do I have to do to get there? So you start by saying, I want to affect clinical practice. I want to have a guideline that is based on my work, that shows this is the treatment and not that. Wherever there is a controversy and I'm going to resolve that controversy, then you will focus on these high impact publications. International collaborations, I must say, from the very beginning, I've seen many institutions where our top institutions are just acting as data collectors and sample collectors for the Western researchers. We should avoid that. At least when we do a partnership, yes, if it is building our capacity, we learn something. Maybe once we can give a little bit more to somebody. But at some point, you have to say that we are equal partners. And to become equal partners, we must become stronger. Industry is not a bad word. It's not that we are government, they are private, we should not touch them. Then nothing will happen. Most of the products will reach people only through the industry. If nobody makes cell phones, you can design a cell phone, but if nobody would be manufacturing a cell phone, how would you get a cell phone? How would you get a smartphone? So industry is absolutely necessary to partner with scientific institutions for us to make intellectual property and transfer it to industry and make them reach people of the... It's not to make only money, it is to make that industry produce something that will reach people. Otherwise, it will never reach people. One simple thing I said, put your name on Google Scholar, but also when you are writing a paper, cite an Indian paper. Many times we will cite the most, kind of only the US and the UK, even if the most relevant paper is from India. Now that mentality means that we are not thinking ahead, we are not smart. We are basically citing their papers. We should be citing relevant Indian literature. It's as simple as that. Just small little things will make you different. Promote Indian publications through social media. Each one of you have social media accounts. We said that international global ranks depend upon the social media. Again, last slide, maybe second last. All I want to say is, it's not easy. Becoming a good researcher is as difficult as becoming a good doctor. And it takes skill development. It is not like because I'm an MD or a DM or a faculty member, I know how to do research. You need these 10 things to be a complete 36 Sarvagun Sampann researcher. Even if you can't do that, at least you need a team that has some of these, each one of people has, starting with research methods, critical thinking and conceptualization, lab skills, bioethics, research, rigorous study implementation. And I don't write this from any textbook. I write this because my mentor, my guru, told me these things to do at different points. I put them all together and I learned them one by one by one over a period of 10 years. It took me 5 years to do MBBS, 3 years to do MD Pediatrics, but it took me 10 years to learn these 10 things. And I learned each one of them and practiced each one of them. Nothing which is written here is what I cannot do. I can do a systematic review, I can do a cost effectiveness analysis, I chaired bioethics in WHO for 6 years. I can do each one of them because I practiced, because I learned it as, this is not something that you inherit. You are not taught in MBBS, MD, etc. You have to learn these skills. And this requires, and this is true for faculty, for students, for anybody who wants to do good research. I just want to tell you about now, the only thing about me. Why do I want to tell you this? Because it's very ordinary. I did my MBBS from University College of Medical Sciences, not even AIIMS. You are doing much better. Did my MD Pediatrics from Lady Harding Medical College and Kalavati Saran Children's Hospital. And I then decided that my life-changing moment was when I decided in 1993 to give up my senior residency. That was the first time I resigned. And I said that I will not take a permanent career, but I'll do a temporary career. I will become a research officer rather than becoming an assistant professor. And I did a PhD from All India Institute of Medical Scientists. And I again joined as a scientist in the Department of Pediatrics, full-time scientist. 2003, I resigned that permanent position to become again a temporary staff at the World Health Organization. I had an 11 months contract, 3 contracts in a row. But then I became, of course, permanent. I got 3 promotions in WHO, became head of research on maternal, newborn, and child health. And I had a very nice job, doing really well. I was very happy. I was only 56 years old. I had 9 more years to go. And I resigned that position to take on this temporary job for 3 years. Just because I thought, this is my calling. This is what I want to do. What I'm trying to illustrate with this is that people think I have a permanent job. Now I have made it. Everything is done. It's nothing. Nothing is permanent in this life. And change is the only constant. The more you take risk, the more the chances that you will become something, you can do something useful. My only thing is not about the position of being Secretary DHR. It's about what I can do, what I can influence. That is what I cherish. So I will end with this thing from Robert Frost. And this is to tell all of the youngsters. It's not always that you have to take a trodden path. When I resigned for the first time, I had a colleague who told me, "What are you doing? You will never ever become a professor again." And I sometimes feel that I have to tell her that I have been offered professorships at Harvard, Hopkins, London School, Stanford, every place, and I have refused to be. And I'm still, even when I did not want to become a professor, I am a professor of eminence at the ICMR ASIR University. It's nothing that you will never do. Do what you want to do. Do what your heart tells you to do. Don't think कि इसकी ज़्यादा स्कोप है, इसका कम स्कोप है, ये करने से क्या होगा, इसका फ़ायदा क्या होगा. It's about what you really are passionate about, what you really want to do, how you really want to take things forward. And that makes a big difference in your life. What you will achieve will depend upon whether you have followed your heart and you have worked hard enough and learned hard enough to go there. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir, for your deeply insightful and thought-provoking words. Your presence today is a source of great encouragement and pride for our entire community. We now look forward to a glimpse of our research achievements and future plans. I respectfully invite Professor Pratima Gupta, Dean Research, to present the research journey and roadmap of AIIMS Deoghar, highlighting our vision, milestones, and research priorities for the coming years.
I would like to make an announcement. Our honorable guest of honor has one more commitment. So he has requested he'd like to leave, and I have taken the permission from President and the Chief Guest that we will be felicitating him. We'll continue with the program, but we'll be felicitated because he has to leave. So we'll just be taking some modification in the program. And one more change that Professor Bahal was supposed to give an oration in a form oration. It was to be my honor to introduce him, but sir said when I will speak, I'll continue. I'll just complete in one go. So sir has already delivered his oration because what he has said is what we wanted to hear from him. His word of wisdom, his guidance to the institute. So sir said, so we like to do these two felicitations, the oration and our felicitation of our chief guest, and then we'll continue with the program, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to the felicitation of the dignitaries, I request Professor N.K. Arora and Professor Saurabh Bashne to felicitate our chief guest, Dr. Rajiv Bahl. Thank you, sir. I request Professor N.K. Arora and Professor Saurabh Bashne to felicitate our guest of honor, Dr. Pradeep Verma ji. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Rajiv Bahl and Dr. Pradeep Verma ji to felicitate Professor N.K. Arora. I request Dr. Rajiv Bahl and Dr. Pradeep Verma ji to felicitate Professor Saurabh Bashne. I request Dr. Rajiv Bahl and Pradeep Verma ji to felicitate Professor Saurabh Bashne. Thank you, sir. I now request Dr. Rajiv Bahl to kindly hand over a token of appreciation to Professor Harminder Singh, Dean Academics. A token of appreciation to Professor Pratima Gupta, Dean Research. I request Dr. Rajiv Bahl to hand over a token of appreciation to Lieutenant Colonel Shri Abhik Das, Deputy Director Administration. Now I request our Honorable Executive Director to kindly present a token of gratitude to Dr. Chanchal Goel, Scientist E, Center for Evidence-Based Guidelines, DHR. We welcome you on stage, ma'am. I request Professor Saurabh Bhashne to present a token of appreciation to Rajiv Bhel for the Oration Award. Thank you very much, all the dignitaries. We now look forward to a glimpse of our research achievements and future plans. I respectfully invite Professor Pratima Gupta, Dean Research, to present the research journey and roadmap of AIIMS Deoghar, highlighting our vision, milestones, and research priorities for the coming year. We welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Aisha. Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you to today's session, where we'll be highlighting the significant research achievements of AIIMS Deoghar. I hope this presentation will offer valuable insight into the depth and breadth of the work done by our faculty as well as our students. I hope this will inspire further inquiry and more collaborative efforts amongst all of us. So on this day of the 7th Foundation Day, in presence of our chief guest and our president, we had the constitution of the research cell in the institution in the year 2020, and with the constitution of the Institutional Ethics Committee, its registration IEC got registered under DHR, NECR, BHR, IEC registration under CDISCO, and recently we have also got approval under the BioRap, under DPT. We have had several IRC meetings. More than 400 projects have been reviewed, both the independent extramural and intramural projects, 15 IEC subcommittees to handle these projects. We have conducted several research methodology workshops on evidence-based medicine, and we have had full 4 IEC committee meetings. We have also had workshops on good clinical practices for our researchers. We have extramural grants from various agencies to the tune of 13 crores and other grants for the various projects being conducted in the institute to the tune of almost 9 crores. Amongst the several publications, which are up to around 800, 700 of them are PubMed indexed, and some of them are in very good high impact journal impact factor. Like sir was saying, we need to have visibility as well as ensure that our publications is done in high impact factor journals. In 225, we have still had 86. The year has just begun, and hopefully we will, this bar will go up even higher. Our H index is 24 with an I10 index of 52. The details of all these publications are available on our website, and through these links one can access all the details. We have also got this patents and copyrights. Some books, chapters and books have been published by our faculty. We have not only been doing in clinical services or basic sciences, we are also trying to promote research in medical education. 3 of our faculty members have completed 3 FAMER projects. All of these are FAMER projects basically from different institutes in the country. Besides this, around at least 15 publications in medical research have been made by our faculty members. We conduct several faculty training and capacity building programs, and also do hand-holding to promote the research atmosphere in the institute. Supported by ICMR, we have conducted these national research methodology workshops, good clinical practice training, research grant writing workshops. We have also done in collaboration with AIIMS Rishikesh and AIIMS Rajkot. With the American Heart Association, we are conducting the BLS training. The best part is this MOU allows us not only to conduct it in the hospital setting, but we are doing it reaching out into the community so that we can have an impact. So these are the various workshops we have been conducted, and as you can see, ICMR has done a lot of hand-holding for us. I'd like to thank them once again for the support. These are some of the photographs of the activities which have been conducted in our institute. In the PAN AIIMS Research Colloquium, AIIMS Deoghar was also a part, and we had a very good interaction. An MOU for promoting research in tribal health was done with the Institute of Tribal Health in Jabalpur. There are several other MOUs which have been fruitful for our institute, and we have developed several projects in collaboration. Some of them have also been focused in using artificial intelligence for better patient care management with IIM Ranchi, VP Patel Chest Institute, CIP Ranchi. These are the other institutes, IIT Dhanbad, Amity University. We also have a training center of IGNU at AIIMS Deoghar, carrying out projects with NIMHANS, Bangalore. We are utilizing the ECO platform for conducting training and research. DHR is supporting us. We have some established centers, the MRU, the Skill Lab Center, the Addiction Treatment Facility. This has really benefited the tribal community in Salthar Parganas. An antiretroviral center, outreach, Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, which helps us to do community interaction with the people in this area. And we also have for the welfare a student wellness center. The DHR ICMR funded projects and centers in our institute are the VRDL, where we are carrying out several ELISA tests for various infective disorders. A multidisciplinary research unit, 13 projects, 5 approved last year, and recently 9 more projects have been sanctioned. A telepathology platform has been set up, which has been tailored to the local healthcare infrastructure with internet source at CHC Devipur. So these are some of the implementational research which we are carrying out to look for feasibility and how we can expand these services in other specialities, other areas of the community, and support the healthcare facilities existing in even the rural and tribal areas. So the focus in MRU are adolescent health, telemedicine, geriatric health, and work on hemoglobinopathy and anemias, which is a very, very important health issue in this area. AIIMS Deoghar also leads in developing evidence for treatment guidelines. Like sir was mentioning, in 2023 we received 1 grant for stem cell therapy, 5 grants in 2024 for lung cancer guidelines, and 3 grants were received for antibiotic use in acute undifferentiated fever. This is for all for generating evidence basically, and conducting what we call as systematic reviews and MA. We have also got a regional capacity building in systematic reviews in India. and this center is known as the Saransh. We have conducted a workshop. The idea of this Saransh and development of the Technical Resource Center under the Center for Evidence-Based Guidelines, DHR, we call it the Smart Center. This caters to the eastern region of the country, West Bengal, Bihar, and Jharkhand. And recently, eminent scientists have come to conduct this workshop at the Smart Center at AIIMS Deoghar. It was conducted very successfully. We also have a neuromodulation lab in the Department of Physiology, a cell culture lab in the Department of Biochemistry. It's fully functional. The other projects which are supported by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, this is being implemented with support and guidance from NIMHANS Bangalore, the National Mental Health Survey of India, Phase 2, which is still ongoing. The Rapid Assistive Technology Assessment Tool, what we call as RATA, this is the assessment of unmet needs and access to assistive technologies among the general population through the digital RATA tool, a cross-sectional survey, and several meetings and surveys are being conducted successfully by the team. There are some good practices which AIIMS Deoghar has adopted to foster a culture of research. The Institute Student Research Grant, the Institution Student Project and Travel Grant with an annual budget of 5 lakhs. Many of the students have availed this facility. And Student Travel Grant of around 10,000 per student, granted only once a year for that particular student. So this is to encourage students to make their presentations, and they have availed of these facilities. We also have a student innovation club where the students showcase their innovative skills. They have developed models, shown processes. It had been a wonderful experience conducted by the Department of Physiology and even by the Department of Microbiology, where we gave the chance to students to come up with some innovative ideas which could help in training and teaching. We also give a Student of the Year award where a significant weightage is given to research done by students. Students very willingly and excitedly apply for these student ICMR STS projects. As you can see, I have not shown the current year, around 58 projects have been submitted this time, and we are hopeful, very hopeful that we will hear the good results. This will actually encourage the junior students to actively participate in applying to these projects. We have also received a PG thesis grant where ICMR gives a financial support for MD, MS, DM, MCH, DNB thesis. 1 lakh grant is given, and one of our students have received it in the Community Medicine Department, Dr. Jyoti Kiran. To promote research amongst the faculty, we have initiated this intramural research grant for faculty. To the number of projects which was submitted in 2024 were 48. Total sanctioned projects are 16, and maximum grant per faculty is 5 lakhs. There are also certain compulsory courses which have to be attended by the faculty during the probation to be made permanent. And research awards are given in different categories to promote research. Also, our institute promotes that all the publications made by our faculty, our research scientists, our students should be archived, and each one should have a Google Scholar and an ORCID ID. For simplifying the research procurement, less paperwork, we have a separate local purchase committee for research projects. We have a dedicated account staff for research-related finances. 2 of our account officers, clerks are looking after this work very efficiently. We have an e-filing portal for rapid, faster movement of files. It has just been initiated. And we also conduct training and capacity building in GEM and LPC so that the work of the research projects can be done smoothly. We are also mentoring 4 institutes in the state, in Dumka, in Dhanbad, Sadar Hospital in Girdi, and Deoghar. We are utilizing the eco platform through what we call as ADDA, an acronym for AIIMS Deoghar Digital Academy, and through the eco platform, several participants have benefited. 749 have participated, 166 sessions have been conducted, and over a period of 168 hours of training, and it focuses on nursing care in critically ill, high-risk pregnancy, POXO, neglected tropical diseases, filariasis, the other non-communicable diseases, etc. So these are the different trainings which are being conducted. Tribal health research remains a focus, and through Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, AIIMS Deoghar has adopted 5 villages. We have conducted a national, I think this is the first national summit on tribal health, the first national conference on tobacco control among tribal communities. Like we were talking in this regional area, the tribal population is very high, and they have certain special needs which need to be addressed, not just descriptive, and we should also conduct some kind of transnational research for the benefit of this community. We also have a center of competence for hemoglobinopathies under MOTA, the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. This again is a very, very important issue, health issue in this region. Now, what is the journey forward? What opportunities, what aspirations we have? We are developing this Center of Excellence for Tribal Health. We have a biosafety level 3 lab which will provide both diagnostic as well as research facilities in this area for the young researchers. Research in medical education remains a priority. We promote this a lot in our institute. Early intervention and rehab centers. We have a number of faculty who are interested in artificial intelligence and its applications in healthcare. Many of them have applied for projects. Collaborative and multidisciplinary research. Many of our projects are collaborative and multidisciplinary, and implementational research, so that our community, our people get the maximum benefit of whatever research is being done in our institute. And as is said, that hard work and determination equals success. Nothing comes easy. Put your mind on something and you will succeed. So on that note, thank you.
Thank you, Madam, for your commitment and dedication towards fostering a robust research environment at our institute. I now request Professor Pratima Gupta, Dean Research, to announce the Research Award winners.
Now starts the interesting part of our research activity in this institute. We'll showcase the achievements and efforts made by our faculty members and students to promote research, to showcase what they are doing. So we have this 5 category of research awards. This is the third award ceremony we are having here. So we have a Best Researcher Award overall. Second is the Director's Choice for the Best Evidence Paper. Third is the Best Research Department Award. Fourth is the Best Research Author Award. And fifth is the Best Research Grant Award. Under these categories, I'm proud to announce that we have a very streamlined process of award selection procedure. We first announced that applications are called in from people who are who want to receive these awards and be recognized for the work they are doing. And then we have a selection committee who goes through the entire process using a checklist. We have a very objective way of assessing these awards so that there is no ambiguity at the end of it. So I'm proud to announce the Best Researcher Overall Award 2024-25 to Dr. Shiv Kumar Mudgal. He's an associate professor in the College of Nursing. His post-PG experience of 70 years. He has DHR funded extramural grant as PI2, a DHR funded extramural grant as co-PI 5, more than 80 publications, more than 60 presentations, 1 book, 7 chapters. So congratulations, Dr. Shiv. So a jewel for the jewel. The next category is the Best Evidence Paper Award 2024-25, proudly presented to Dr. Manish Raj. He is the additional professor and head, Department of Orthopedics. He is a post-PG experience of 13 years, ICMR funded extramural grant as PI1, SERB funded extramural grant 1, 70 publications, 60 paper presentations, 6 book chapters, a fellowship to his credit. He has recently become the chairman of the IC committee of IIT Dhanbad, definitely a matter of pride. And one of his major focus area is on artificial intelligence. So best of luck. The third category is the Best Researcher Department Award 2024-25. I request all the members of the Department of Physiology to come on the stage. Last year it was the Department of Psychiatry. This year it's a Department of Physiology. They have an H index of 25, an I-Tech index of 58, with 9 extramural grants. They definitely deserve it. Total publications, 250 into their credit, 7 mentions, 2 news coverage, 1 patent filed, 1 MOU. They have managed to guide 5 ICMR STS projects. They also have an ICMR funded neuromodulatory lab. So kudos to the faculty members of that department. May they also promote a similar feeling, in all the other departments, and let the best department win the next year. In absentia, I would like to announce the Best Research Author Award 24-25, again to a member of the Department of Physiology, that is Dr. Himen Mandal. He has an H index of 25, an I-10 index of 51, total publication 288, with a total citation of 2,538. The next award is the Best Research Grant Award, again in absentia, awarded to the well-deserving Dr. Sheshadri Reddy Varikasu, Associate Professor, Biochemistry and Assistant Dean Research. He has 5 grants as PI, 5 as co-PI. He has PubMed publications of 70. And with that, I would come to the next category, where I request all the 5 students to come on the stage. Sir, these are the students who actually applied for the ICMR STS grant. So to support their effort of the students as well as their guides, we have selected through a team who used a particular checklist to take a decision out of 49. 2 were selected last year, and these are the other 5 who have been selected by the institute. Ms. Aditi Singh, Mr. Pushkar Raj, Soumya Suman, Abhay Kumar, Anshika Kori, please, all together on the stage, and a big round of applause. It is indeed a proud moment for the students, and hope to see similar kind of response in the subsequent years. So with that note, I would thank all the dignitaries on the stage for the presence of the dignitaries and the award letter. Definitely must be making all the students feel very proud. So congratulations. I request Dr. Aisha to continue.
Thank you, ma'am. Congratulations to all the awardees for their outstanding achievements, and heartfelt thanks to all the dignitaries for gracing the ceremony with their esteemed presence. To conclude this memorable occasion, I now invite Dr. Mona Lisa, Associate Professor, Department of Pathology, to deliver the vote of thanks. And I request all the dignitaries to please take their seat off the stage, please. Thank you.
I'd just like to add that what Dr. Pratima had presented, we had two more addition to our research concept. It was with the leadership of our President, sir, that in the last IB, we have approved to create two new departments. One is Department of Bioinformatics, and second is Department of Digital Health and Artificial Intelligence. And so that we will be building up these departments so that these also their upcoming requirements of the science, medical science. So I think we will be the few institutes in the country who will be developing these departments in the institute. This I wanted to add. Thank you. And one more thing that once after vote of thanks, the program will not be over. We will be breaking for 10 minutes for a high tea. Will be faculty and all the researchers of the institute will reassemble in the hall. Professor Bahal has very categorically said that he would like to interact with the faculty, and it will be an opportunity for all of us to know his plan, his guidance, and his directions for the research in the institute. So you all are requested to have your high tea, come back to the auditorium, and within 10-15 minutes of break, we'll be having the interactive session. Thank you.
A very good evening to all. It is my privilege and honor to deliver the vote of thanks on the occasion of our Institute's Foundation Day, a day that celebrates the vision, perseverance, collective commitment that laid the foundation of this institution. First, I extend heartfelt gratitude to our chief guest, Dr. Rajiv Bahal, for a truly captivating address. Thank you, sir, for enriching our Foundation Day with your insightful reflections. I thank our guest of honor, Dr. Pradeep Verma, sir, who is also our Institute body member, and also all the other Institute body members who are present online to grace us with their presence. Thank you, President, sir, Professor Dr. Anke Arora, sir, for his constant patronage to AIIMS Deoghar. Our deepest thanks to our Executive Director, sir, Dr. Saurav Varshney, whose vision and unwavering support fosters a strong research culture in the Institute. We are equally fortunate to have our Dean Research, Dr. Pratima Gupta ma'am, whose calm leadership and nurturing approach has played a vital role in cultivating a dynamic and collaborative research ecosystem. A big thanks to Dr. Chanchal Goyal ma'am for helping us in streamlining today's events. We also thank our Dean Academics and Dr. Vasanta ma'am, Principal College of Nursing, and also DDA sir and the admin staff for all their support. A warm congratulations to all the awardees. Your dedication is truly commendable. A special mention to Dr. Aisha ma'am and the research cell team for their meticulous planning and tireless efforts in organizing this event. To the silent warriors behind the scenes, the IT team and all the volunteers, thank you for your support. Finally, to our faculty, students, scientists, guests, thank you for being here, participating, and applauding the spirit of science. Let this day remind us that every breakthrough begins with wonder, and every legacy begins with a single daring step. Now I request everyone to please rise and join us for National Anthem. Thank you.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ
kind announcement for all the faculty members. We shall now break for high tea, following which there will be a faculty interaction with our chief guest, Dr. Rajiv Bell, in the conference room. You all are requested to reassemble within 15 minutes. Your refreshments are arranged in Capacity Hall 1. For our dear students, refreshments have been arranged in gallery area. You are welcome to proceed there. Thank you.
इसमें ढेर सारे पेन ड्राइव हैं। पता नहीं अपडेट ले लिया लैपटॉप 5 मिनट